Welcome to Egypt. The year is 2680 BCU. We're born in a small village on the Nile, probably between here and here. Most people called this region home. You don't know how many people live in this region because no one really counts. Also, you do and know exactly where you are because you've entered or left home, and you do enter want to get lost. In fact, you don't really know much about anything, which is probably for the best. See, this is a bad time to be born. There's famine in the south and unrest in the north. Plus the pharaoh is crazy. I mean, look at him. You, however, are not crazy. You know what you need to do today? You have a long list of chores, including milking a stubborn goat, gathering kindling for the day's fire, hauling water from the Nile, picking up a discarded shard of pottery so your mother doesn't step on it, and repairing a leaky granary so your grain doesn't get wet. And you will do all of these things because if you don't, you will die. And you'd rather be busy than die of starvation or crocodile attack. Plus, there's a sliver of a chance you'll get to see the pharaoh. Maybe he'll notice how strong you are or how pretty your sister is. Maybe you'll catch the eye of death itself and be granted a swift and painless demise. That would be nice, actually. Just get it over with. But first, you need to survive the morning. As the sun climbs higher, your back buckles under the weight of grain sacks. Your arms ache from hauling water. Your feet are blistered and bleeding, and your throat is hoarse from shouting at a recalcitrant donkey. You think about the pharaoh and his endless building projects. He wants more pyramids. He wants more temples. He wants more everything. He's crazy, you say again, and this time you mean it. The only thing keeping you alive right now is pure, unadulterated spite. You're done. You drop your tools and collapse. What's the point? You're too tired to run from the crocodiles. Too tired to argue with the overseers. Too tired to starve. Maybe death will come for you after all. You close your eyes and wait. But the only thing that finds you is a fly. It crawls into your ear and lays an egg. You scream and kill it, then pick up your tools and get back to work. There's nothing more pathetic than dying of old age in a world where everyone else dies young. Now go back and pick up your discarded shard of pottery. You almost stepped on it. Work. What is work? It's a word without meaning, except pain. For most men, work is getting out of the house and doing something else. For some men, work is getting out of the house to go somewhere infinitely worse. The fields, the canals, the mines, the pyramids. But all work is good work, because all work brings food, and all food can be ground up into the texture of fine sand. You join the other men. They're already waiting, silent and shadowy. Mere outlines of annoyance beneath the brutal glare of Ra. Their shoulders are stooped. It's not from age, but from years of carrying burdens that should have killed lesser men long ago. Some are young. Life here seems unfair only in its distribution of suffering. Some are old. They seem to have been carved from the same stone they helped shape. There are no tools. How could there be? They are men. Their hands are their tools. Well, besides the pickaxes, some men carry pickaxes. Those men are either going to the quarries, or the other men wish they were. Everyone sweats, everyone grunts, everyone curses the house that ate Ra whole. Then everyone moves, the sound of a dozen reed mats being shoved aside, the scrape of sandals on sun-baked clay. A dog barks in the distance. A child screams. A fly crawls into your ear and dies. There is no music. The only sounds are those of labor and suffering. The overseer watches, sharped and eternally bored. He carries a whip made of scorpions' tails, and he knows how to use it. You move out into the glare, out into the vastness of nothing. On either side, the horizon stretches forever, a single line of shimmering heat rising into the clarity of the endless sky. Ahead the pyramid rises. It's a monstrous silhouette of grief, impossibly tall, impossibly far away, impossibly real. Every step toward it is further into the belly of the beast. Every drop of sweat brings you closer to Ra. His servants are waiting. You're just one of them. Hours pass, marked by the slow crawl of shadows and the ever-present buzz of flies. You eat when you stop. You eat quickly. Food disappears here. You need every scrap of sustenance you can get, even if it's sand-flavored barley cakes, dipped in sand and ground into a finer consistency by your molars. You don't taste anything anymore. You can't. You don't want to. But you keep eating because if you stop, you will be empty. And if you are empty, you may break. So you eat, you drink beer, you curse under your breath. You hate the flies, you hate the overseers, you hate your life, but mostly you hate the sun. He's a cruel god. Ra, the house that devours all things. You stare at him occasionally, trying to see malice in his pitiless eyes. There is none. There's only indifferent fire. Nothing personal. He consumes because that's what he does. He cares not why. He cares not how. You stop hating him because it's pointless. You keep working. You have to. Even though your legs feel like they're filled with stones. Even though your skin is coated in salt and dust. Even though your brain feels as if it's melting into your cheeks, you keep working because stopping means something worse. It means returning home empty-handed. If you return home empty-handed, you return home hungry. And if you are hungry, your wife will leave you, and your children will die, and you will be alone, and the overseer will find another sucker to replace you. And the flies will feast on your last scraps of dignity. You don't want that, so you keep working. The sun reaches its zenith, if it hasn't already passed it. It's hard to tell in a sky without clocks or calendars, or even mercy. The sky is a constant white fire, where it burns your eyelids from the inside. You squint and keep working. The overseer finds someone else to flog. You watch him passively. You've felt the sting of the scorpion tail more times than you can count. You know it's not your turn yet. Maybe later. Maybe never. Flogging is a spectacle here. It's entertainment. Its blood mixes with dust and makes a fine paste of misery. The overseer whips someone younger than you. Must have done something wrong, said something wrong, moved too slowly. You remember being young? You remember being full of piss and vinegar and revolutionary thoughts about Ra and his worshippers? You remember thinking you could do something else, be someone else? You remember before the sun took your laughter and traded it for ulcers? You keep working. Ra keeps burning. The overseer keeps watching. The young man stops screaming. You look away. It's time to get up. The worst is always yet to come. Time to go to work part 2. Because in ancient Egypt, the heat is just getting started. The cool of the day hasn't arrived yet. It's too early for night. It's too late for respite. You shuffle along. Your knees are shot, your calves burn. Your arms feel like they've been stretched over an open flame. You haven't slept properly in weeks. Sleep is a luxury that only Ra can afford. You exist in a perpetual state of exhaustion, like a drunk who's been drinking sorrow straight from the bottle. Your eyes follow the ground, not because you're afraid of heights, but because you're afraid of seeing what lies directly beneath your feet. Rats dart out from beneath the shade of the houses. A family of mongooses crosses your path, snapping at each other. The Nile flows endlessly, silently, inexorably toward the sea, taking all your hopes and dreams with it. Everything here is dying. The plants, the animals, the buildings, the civilization, yourself. Everything here is dying, and you're helping speed the process along. You've been helping for years. Da-da-da-da. The sun hits the center of the sky. The overseer whistles. Time to hurry up. The work isn't done. You shuffle faster. The shadow lengthens. Finally, the blessed moment approaches. Relief. The sky begins to darken. It's a small comfort, but it's all you have. The flies retreat. The buzz is replaced by the croaking of frogs and the buzz of mosquitoes. The air grows cooler. You dare to breathe deeply. It's not much, but you savor the sensation anyway. The sun is a distant memory. It will be back tomorrow. But for now, you are free. You trudge home. You need water. You need to sleep. You need to forget that you exist. Your hand goes to your mouth automatically. You're hungry, but it's too late for food. It's too late for everything. You step into your house. It's darker than it was, but it's still light enough to see how empty everything is. Your wife isn't here. Your children aren't here. They're probably at their grandmother's house. They're probably dead. You don't know, and you don't care. You take off your tunic. It falls to the floor, dirty and useless. You lie down on your mat. You close your eyes. You think of Ra, and you curse him. Then you think of nothing. The sun will be back tomorrow. In the meantime, the darkness is yours. If you want to understand the world, you need to experience it. And that means getting dirt under your fingernails. Hey, it's me. Welcome to Life Noggin. Ancient Egypt was a fascinating period in history, and many consider it one of the greatest civilizations of all time. They had monumental architecture, highly advanced technology, and social structures that are studied to this day. But most of all, they believed in gods that embodied every aspect of their daily lives, including Ra, the sun god. Depending on where you were in ancient Egypt, Ra might have been represented as a falcon or a baboon, but he was always associated with the sun. And in the minds of Egyptians, the sun did not just give them light, it gave them life. So imagine you're living in ancient Egypt. Here's what a day in the life of a peasant would be like. The sun is no longer climbing. It is now perched directly overhead, watching, judging, pressing its weight onto your shoulders like a god trying to see how long you will let last before breaking. You squint, but there is no escaping it. The heat doesn't just hit you, it seeps into your bones, bakes your thoughts, and whispers at the back of your mind. This is the part where you stop pretending. You haven't even begun working yet. You're already tired. That's normal. You always are. You arrive at the fields. If you're a farmer today, and you are, because nobody gave you a choice, then your job is to tend to barley, or flax, or maybe dig an irrigation channel, depending on which part of the season it is. You don't know the full calendar. But you know what your overseer tells you? And today he tells you to bend. Okay, so you bend. You pull weeds with your bare hands, knees sunk into mud that smells faintly of fertilizer and something older. The Nile has receded just enough to let the land breathe, but not enough to make your feet dry. Your legs disappear into muck. Every movement feels slow, sticky, inevitable. You squint again. The sun is still there. You keep bending, keep pulling. No gloves, no tools, aside from a crude wooden hoe and your own skin. If it breaks, it bleeds. If it gets infected, you pray. That's the whole medical system you hear shouting. The overseer, he doesn't shout words, not really, just noise, volume, a cracking voice meant to remind you who's watching. You don't look up. You just nod, as if that'll keep you invisible. Someone collapses a few rows away, not dead, just tired. They get up slowly. The overseer doesn't help. He walks over, mutters something sharp, raises his stick in warning, then walks away. That's considered mercy. By midday, the ground beneath you is hotter than the air above it. You feel your feet cooking through the soles, but you're lucky. You still have soles. Some people don't. Their feet are cracked, blistered, hardened into raw leather. They walk like shadows of themselves. You see them around laborers, hauling limestone, builders dragging wood. The quarry workers with dust in their lungs and little in their eyes. You don't envy them. Not today. You pause for a sip of beer. It's warm, no body temperature, perhaps higher. Still thick, still bitter, still necessary. You drink it with the same resignation you drink life. Not because it's good, but because it's all there is. You take a bite of bread, and you swear the sand in this piece is sharper than before. Flies swarm your face. You swat. They return. The heat pounds at your temples. The sun feels closer now, like Ra himself is standing behind you, breathing down your neck. In a way, he is. Because here in ancient Egypt, the sun isn't just the weather, it's authority. We heard the stories since you were a child. Ra watches everything. Ra sees who to reward and who to burn. Ra moves across the sky not just as light, but as judgment. The brighter the day, the stronger his presence. The more you suffer, the more sacred it must be. So when your back aches, you don't curse. You bow deeper. You don't have the freedom to complain, because complaining in this land isn't just bad manners, it's blasphemy. You're king. The pharaoh isn't just royalty, he's divine. You've never seen him, of course. Most people haven't. You saw a boat once, golden and far off, floating on the Nile during a festival. People whispered that he was inside. You blinked, and it was gone. But his face is everywhere. On temple walls, on statues, it's on bread molds. His name is sung in rituals, carved into tombs, painted in colors brighter than anything you'll ever wear. His image towers over every scene, always larger than everyone else. It's always calm, watching, eternal. The message is clear. He is a god. You are lucky to carry bricks in his name. You pause under a wall for shade. It's not really shade. The wall itself radiates heat, like it's been saving the sun for later. But it's slightly less bright, and that's enough. You close your eyes. Just for a second. A hand slaps the back of your head, not hard, not gentle. The overseer. He doesn't say anything, just points. You move back to the rows, back to the weeds, back to the breathless cycle of bend, pull, wipe, swat, sweat. You dream sometimes of soft sandals, of a house with stone walls and clean clothes and figs that Haven tea been dried to the texture of regret. but dreams are dangerous. They make you forget your place. And in ancient Egypt, forgetting your place is the fastest way to lose everything. By the time the sun begins to dip, you no longer feel like a person. Ocean and dust, motion and ache. Ouch. The idea of a man, not the reality. Your tunic clings to your skin, soaked through. Your lips are cracked, your hands raw. You feel a burning spot on your neck and know, with certainty, that you will peel tomorrow. But for now, you are alive, which is more than some can say. You trudge home, legs heavy, shoulders bent, your shadow stretching long behind you like it's trying to escape. You don't blame it. Ancient Egypt lasted for over 3,000 years, but we know relatively little about everyday life there. Much of what we do know comes from excavations at Tel el-Marna. This site was originally identified by accident. In the early 20th century and today, it's one of the most significant archaeological sites in the world. It preserves the remains of several ancient Egyptian settlements spanning from the Old Kingdom all the way to the late period. Tel el-Marna has helped us learn more about Egyptian society than any other archaeological site, and you can virtually explore it for yourself in Google Arts and Culture. Click the link in the description to check it out. We'd also like to thank our supporters for helping us bring these videos to you. To learn how you can support us, visit our support page. As always, this has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking. This is my tomb. Here I am. Here's how to read my name. My name means beloved of Ra, beloved. How do you get more beloved? By being born. In ancient Egypt, your name was given to you when you were born. It was written on your wall. They wrote it on your heart. Someday it might be carved in stone, but don't count on it. Most names end up lost, washed away by time. Mine ended up on a clay tablet, but that's not enough. The only ones who read it will be scholars. That's what scholars do. They read old tablets. People won't say my name anymore. Even if they found my tomb, there wouldn't be anything left of me inside. Only empty shelves. Or maybe there'd be a statue of Anubis. He's good for that. His job is to collect the dead. Collect the dead. Make sure their journey is smooth. His statues sit outside tombs. I bet he gets lonely. His ears must get dusty. I wonder if he dreams of jackals. I wonder if he collects dreams. If I had a statue, I'd scratch my name on its chest so Anubis could know me when I arrived. But no one gave me a statue. Nobody ever knew my name. Nobody cared. Not the scribes, not the generals, not the kings. But it doesn't matter. I didn't care either. I had other things to think about. I had the river to fish in. I had a full belly. I had stars to tell stories with. I had my life. I liked my life. We all did. Now I'm dead. The Nile has flooded again. The river always floods. You can't stop the river. Try as you might. Kings get all huffy. They damn the river. Try to control it. The river just shrugs and goes somewhere else. It finds a new path. The river always wins. I know this because I was here when it happened. I saw the people come and put their plans into the water. I watched them scramble when the river took their plans and turned them into seeds. I watched them dig canals and plant gardens. I watched them bring back the fish. When the river gave them fertile soil, I watched them build great houses and temples. I watched them worship Ra while hiding from his wrath. I watched them write stories about the river and the sky. I watched them watch the river. I watched them grow crops and eat until their bellies were round. I watched them fight each other. I watched them curse and beg. I watched them love and lose. I watched them die. I watched them build giant pyramids and decorate them with stories and pictures of people who do not exist anymore. I watched them carry those stones up tall ramps. The workers are the real builders. Kings may start projects, but workers finish them. Workers are the ones who make the world turn. I'm a worker. I hauled stones for the pyramid of Khufu. I helped carry his barge when he sailed the lake. I fixed his nets when the fish bit through them. I taught his children how to swim. I was a worker. I wasn't important. But without workers, what happens to a king? What happens to a pharaoh? Without workers, what happens to a country? What happens to a god? You forget them. Time washes away their stories. Their name is lost. Their temples crumble. Their dreams wash out to sea. You're nothing but a grain of sand. A grain of sand in the middle of the desert. And I'm here, an unknown worker. No one knows my name, but I'm telling you this story. I'm whispering to you from my tomb. I'm a whisper in the wind across the desert, a whisper in the reeds by the river. I'm a whisper inside the Great Pyramid. I'm the sound of water dripping down the side of the mountain. I'm the chill of the desert night. I'm the sand slipping through the hourglass. I'm the wind that made the hourglass. I'm the shadow stretching long and thin across the hot sand. I'm the man who cast that shadow, the heart beating inside his chest. But I'm also the god of the underworld. I am Osiris. I am the field of reeds. I am eternal. I am the afterlife. I am the land of the dead. I am the place where every Egyptian ends up eventually, even the pharaohs. I'm Ra, and I'm watching you wake up. Welcome to my field of reeds. Look around. Do you like it? Can you stay? Think you'll like it. I hope you do. I made it for you. I made it perfect. You deserve it. You worked hard. Now rest, relax, unwind, sit back, breathe deeply, enjoy yourself. Stay forever. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave. Please, please stay. The field of reeds is beautiful. It's peaceful, serene. It's full of flowers and singing. It's full of happy faces. It's full of friends and family. They're waiting for you. Go find them. Find your friends. Find your family. Go be with them. Find the ones you loved. Love them again. Be young. Be silly. Be free. Stay here. They ask me questions. Who will judge me? I was everyone. I was a farmer and a fisherman and a soldier and a scribe and a builder and a pharaoh and a god. I was everyone, so I know everyone's stories. I know their hearts. I know their dreams. I know their lives. I was everyone. And I judged myself. I judged my own story. I judged my own life. I'm still judging. I'm judging you. I'm always judging. Will you stay? Do you want to stay? Are you too afraid to stay? We were poor. We never had enough. There was never enough food. There was never enough water. There was never enough time. There was never enough of anything. But we survived. That's all that matters, isn't it? Surviving. We survived. And now we're here. And now we wait. And now we hope. In the field of reeds, there are palm trees and flowers and a big sky. There's the great green, a field of grass taller than a person. There's the lake of the sun, where the sky touches the earth. There are halls made of gold. There are houses made of red stone. There's a road made of gold. There's a road leading to nothing. There are mansions made of lapis lazuli and gold. There's a mansion made of mud brick. There's a palace made of turquoise and white limestone. There's a palace made of the memory of moonlight. There are guards with clubs and spears and swords. There are pharaohs. There are servants. I was everyone. Everyone is here. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Pharaohs, beggars, heroes. Every story leads here. Every story leads here. Every soul leads here. So you came to the field of reeds. Did you find what you wanted to find? Are you at peace? Are you happy? You should be. You should be. You should be happy. Happy. Why aren't you happy? You should be happy. Why aren't you staying? Why are you leaving? Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm always waiting. You wouldn't last a morning in ancient Egypt, but somehow this guy did. One of the most popular tourist attractions in Egypt today is the Great Sphinx. But in ancient times, it was an actual living creature. If you pissed it off, it would chase you down and eat your face. The ancient Egyptians kept slaves, but not in the way you might think. They forced them to do hard labor, like building pyramids and digging canals. And if you weren't strong enough to work, you were considered useless, and they would literally throw you away. Egyptians kept dogs as pets, but only the wealthy could afford them. For everyone else, cats were the preferred pet because they were cheap, easy to feed, and basically kept the streets clean. The downside was they also had a taste for human flesh. So you wouldn't last long in ancient Egypt, especially if you were a woman. Men were so obsessed with their own power and glory that they built massive tombs for themselves, only to be buried alive with them.